Today is fine. I'll start tomorrow. How many times have you told yourself, starting Monday, after the holidays, when things get easier, when I'm ready, today is the last time, and every time tomorrow became today, and today a reason to start tomorrow was found again. And at some point, a strange feeling appears, as if life is passing by in preparation mode. But this is not about weakness and not about a lack of character. It is a cycle, quiet, unnoticed, repetitive. And now we will just look at it more closely. When we decide to change something, the brain perceives it as a threat to stability, even if the change is beneficial. The prefrontal cortex says that it is right, that it is important, that it is necessary. But the reward system replies that right now, something simpler is possible. Instant reward is always louder than a long-term one. A cake today feels more real than -5 kilograms in a month. A glass of wine right now is more real than a clear head in the morning. Just one more video is more real than being well rested tomorrow. And the brain chooses what is closer. This is how the phrase, "today is fine," is born. Story 1. A new life starting Monday. 32 years old, work, deadlines, fatigue. Every Sunday she buys avocados, greens, and sugar-free yogurt. In the fridge, a perfect future. Monday goes well. Tuesday too. Wednesday. A dessert appears in the kitchen. Just one slice. I tried so hard. By Friday, she doesn't care anymore, and the familiar thought sounds, next Monday for real. Her cycle is not about food. It is about the all-or-nothing mindset, and one time she didn't start on Monday. She simply reduced her portion by 20%. No bans, no strict rules, no new life. And for the first time, Wednesday didn't break everything. A small shift turned out to be stronger than a big promise. The brain cannot withstand radical changes. When we say now never, internal resistance is activated. But when we say just a bit differently, the prefrontal cortex is not overloaded, and the cycle weakens. Story 2. The last glass. 40 years old, business, responsibility. Evening is the only time of silence. At first, 1 glass of wine, then 2, then the thought that everything is under control. In the morning, slight anxiety, a promise, no alcohol today. In the evening, the brain remembers not the shame, it remembers the relaxation, and again, the last time. The problem was not the alcohol, but that it was the only ritual to end the day. When he added movement, 20 minutes of brisk walking, a shower, a different drink, the body got another way to relieve stress. The glass ceased to be a necessity. The cycle was not held together by the substance. It was held together by the habit of regulation. Story 3. 10 more minutes. 2 hours and 37 minutes of the night. The light of the screen. A dark room. One more video. The brain receives microdoses of dopamine every 30 seconds. In the morning, self-hatred. In the evening, the same thing again. She didn't delete the apps. She simply took the phone to another room and bought a regular alarm clock. The instant reward became less accessible, and the brain had to think a bit more. Sometimes the power is not in discipline, but in changing the environment. Story 4. I'll start when I'm ready. A dream about her own project. Folders, notes, courses, preparation. Years go by. I still don't know enough. I have to be sure. Just a bit more. The fear of failure disguised itself as perfectionism, and one day she published the first imperfect version. Her heart beat fast. It was scary, but nothing was destroyed. And it became clear, readiness does not come before the start, it comes after it. Story 5. After the holidays. 6 years of postponed sports. After New Year's. After vacation. After the busy period. After a difficult time. Always after. He started with 5 minutes of exercises. 5 minutes are not scary. 5 minutes do not scare the brain. And the body did not feel a revolution. It felt regularity. A small action repeated 100 times is stronger than a big start one time. Story 6. We will talk later. Years of silence. Not the right time. It's difficult right now. After his project. The fear of conflict is stronger than the need for truth. She didn't start with a complaint, but with one phrase. I am hurting. And it didn't destroy the relationship, it made it more honest. Postponing difficult conversations is often more painful than the conversation itself. Story 7. I deserve it. A tough week, a purchase. After the purchase, anxiety. After the anxiety, a new purchase. It was a cycle of self-soothing. She started asking herself, do I want the item or the relief? Sometimes the answer was sleep, sometimes a bath, sometimes silence without a phone. The reward remained, but the impulsivity decreased. All these stories have something in common. No one was weak. No one was lazy. It was a cycle. Discomfort, instant reward, promise of tomorrow. And as long as we fight ourselves, the cycle continues. But when we understand how the brain works, dopamine, habits, environment, small steps, we stop fighting and start rebuilding the system. In the previous expert video, I analyzed in detail why the brain chooses a short reward, how the prefrontal cortex works, how to reduce impulsivity without strict bans, and how to gradually break this cycle. If you want to understand the mechanism more deeply and get a practical algorithm for change, go to that video. Because stories are a mirror and knowledge is a tool. And maybe today you don't need to start a new life. Maybe it is enough to take one small step and not put it off until tomorrow.